In today's video, we are going to be looking at the square that I attempted to crochet from the Modern Guide to Granny Squares from this book. And I also have an update for you on the Granny Square cardigan that I am attempting. Hey, it's Tammy, Crafty Mompreneur. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. Today is episode 23, I believe, of Granny Square Sunday, where I share anything that I have been working on Granny Square related for the previous week. And this all started way back in, I want to say September, when I started crocheting the cards from this card deck, Claire Montgomery's original Granny Square card deck. This is a playlist now on my YouTube channel, and the very beginning videos of this playlist are of me crocheting all 50 cards in this deck. So once all those squares were crocheted, I had found a love of crocheting granny squares, and I feel like it just kind of breaks up the monotony a little bit of always crocheting amigurumi, which is what I have done for the last, I guess it's been about 2 years and a few months that I've been crocheting. That is why we are currently crocheting our way through a Modern Guide to Granny Squares. Now, if you noticed, we have something new this week. And what I have found is that I am not ready for really difficult granny squares. I'm just not that good yet. Every time I have attempted one of the more challenging granny squares from this book, I have gotten so frustrated and the squares have turned out wonky, and it's just not fun for me. And I really have to make sure that what I'm doing is fun, because that's the whole reason I started this YouTube channel. And crocheting is definitely a hobby passion of mine that I've been able to start growing a little business from. And I just don't want to take the joy away from that. So I've decided that I am not going to force myself to do really difficult granny squares from that book until I'm ready. I decided that I was tired of flipping through the book, looking for the squares that are not that challenging. I came up with a system. That system was to code all the granny squares like a stoplight. So red is stop, don't do it. You can't do it. Green is good to go. It's a 1. We can handle a 1. And then yellow is like proceed with caution, because it's likely that you can do it, but you just need to be up for a challenge for that one. And so I went through everything page by page, and I looked at the little balls on each of the squares of the ones that I have left to do, and I marked them red, green, or yellow. And I feel like this is going to make it a whole lot easier for me to be able to pick the next granny square that I'm going to be crocheting. So that's new for this week. Okay, so now that we know what these little tabs are all about, let me remind you what granny square I was working on for this week from this book. So this was the square that I told you last week that I was going to be crocheting. But unfortunately, I don't have a completed square for you this week. And here's why. One, I had a market yesterday, and pretty much my week was spent getting ready for that. But also 2 days were I didn't really get a ton of stuff done because one, my daughter was here and she was sick. And so I don't know, there just wasn't a lot of extra time this week to be crocheting granny squares, but I did start it. And so this is as far as I got with it. Oh yeah, and then I made the little cat ear. And as I was making it, I realized I didn't have exactly the right colors that I wanted to use. So my plan is to finish this one this week, and then I'm gonna pick another one just in case I have extra time this week. I'm gonna pick a green one for this week, just because I don't feel like doing a hard one. And if I have time to do it, great. If I don't, well, it's not gonna be the end of the world. Let's be honest. So let's do, you know what? There's not very many green ones left. Okay, let's do this one. Well, this is the one. It is called the Technicolor square, and it's rainbow. And I'm not sure if I'll do rainbow because I know I don't have all those colors. But I am going to make a trip to Hobby Lobby this week, so we'll see. It could be a rainbow. It might be a modified rainbow. It might be like pastels. I guess you'll just have to tune in next Sunday to see what this square is going to look like. Oh, and you also will get to see this one finished because I'm going to make it a priority to finish this. Now, the next thing that I did that was Granny Square related was I got my pattern for the Granny Square cardigan, and I decided that I am going to do the Oma or the Uma or the, I don't know how to say it. It's OMA from Ravelry. So I bought the pattern. It was $10, but it's okay. Like, it's just $10. I do like that it gives you the option for all the sizing. So that's really cool about it. If you want your sweater oversized, it has really cool features like a calculator to, I don't know. I haven't even looked at it all yet. I did figure out from the pattern how many squares I need, and I need 36. I did get a chance to make some of the granny squares from the card deck to add to my cardigan. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you those now. I just picked some random cards that I liked, that I would enjoy crocheting again. And then I just had her pick the yarn and the order in which to make them. Does that make sense? Yes, I think it does. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you the yarn that she picked. Then I'll show it to you crocheted. So here's the first one, and this is the yarn she selected. And then here is the card and the finished granny square. Okay, the next one I crocheted, here is the yarn, and then I will show you the finished one. I did 5, so the yarn for the third one looked like this, and then here's the completed square. The fourth one, where she selected this yarn, and then here's the square. And then the last one was my favorite granny square design from this card deck. And it's this flower, and here's the yarn she selected. And then here is the completed granny square. So those were the 5 granny squares that I did. And when I add those granny squares to the ones that I've already done, I think my total is at 32. So I need to make 4 more granny squares this week. And I might just have my daughter pick them again because I just don't even know what colors to pick. Since I had the pattern, I wanted to start laying out my squares in the format that she suggests in the pattern. This was just to kind of give me an idea of what other cards to crochet or color combinations to use. And then once I started looking at it, I was like, I don't even know if it really matters. Like, I think we're just gonna pick those last 4 cards and call it good. I also made a decision on like the main color of the cardigan, and this was a hard decision, but it came down to cream, gray, or like a light pink. And once I knew white was out because it was too stark, it was like too much contrast. And I know I didn't want like a black sweater just because I live in Arizona and I just really don't want a black sweater. I love pink. And once I crocheted the pink around a square, I was like, yes, that's what I love. I just love pink. And when I was doing the dark pink, I felt like it was just too harsh. Like it was too bright. And I feel like this is gonna mute it down a little bit, but I ran out. Like, I don't have any more of this pink. And so it's another reason why I get to go yarn shopping at Hobby Lobby this week. I'm getting excited to make it. So I think that this is gonna be the size of square that I'm gonna go for. I need to look at the pattern more. I was trying to look at it on my phone, and I need to look at it on a computer because in the pattern, she also has hyperlinks to different like calculators and things like that. So the pattern definitely is worth the $10, I think. So yeah, I got to look at it on my computer and then, see about, the number of stitches or how to go about all that. And for me, someone who doesn't have a ton of experience with making wearables, making sweaters, making anything to wear really, I feel like investing the $10 into a pattern that is going to take me step by step in like making this cardigan is what I needed to do. So I am excited to get this project really going, and seeing the square like with the pink around it has me more excited. I think that's it. That's everything I wanted to cover for today's video. So that's going to do it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe because, gosh, we're into March already. It's March 2nd. So Tuesday is the first Tuesday of the month, which means I take you behind the scenes of my YouTube channel and show you a little bit of the analytics and just, you know, how it's growing. Because when I first started posting on this YouTube channel back in August, my very first series was my road to getting the channel monetized so that I could earn an income off of the videos I create. You can check out that playlist here. Hope that you will tune in for that. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and we will see you in the next video. Bye. Video. In today's video. God, what was that? Okay, stop. This one. I was going to crochet this one. Oh my God, why can't I find it? For reals? Oh my God. I think I can just clip out this little text part. Okay.